full throttle, let's go. Woo! 30, 40. The old fuzz on patrol there. Fellas, give them a wave. Yeah. Yeah, not bad, good on them. Alright, I'm going to drop this Audi. Doesn't stand a chance. Yoo! Welcome once again, RedAng Revivalists. Welcome back to another episode, out for another test ride on an interesting one today. Thought we'd go for something a little bit different. The way the world's going these days, I thought I should test out something a bit different, electric motorbikes. So I know the cars have made loads of progress. The cars have made loads of progress in the electric world, and that is the way the world is going these days, 100% I believe. So yeah, I think we should definitely get it on the channel and test out some electric bikes. So as you can see, I'm at, don't know if you can read that, Green Mopeds in Teddington today. And yeah, interesting one, really fun one. We're going to test ride an electric bike. It's going to be my very first ever ride on an electric motorbike, an electric vehicle actually. So yeah, we'll head on in and I'll show you the bike and yeah, get my first thoughts on it. Okay guys, this is our bike for the day. The kind sir man at Green Mopeds in Teddington. I've gone for the Super Soco, which will be interesting. As I was saying, it's my first electric vehicle, so I think I'm just going to get straight on it, get straight into it, and yeah, get a feel for it and get the first impressions of the future, where the world is going. Okay, so to fire it up, we've got a little red button here which is on. I've got to be really careful not to turn it off, as the salesman has the key, so if I turn it off I'm a bit buggered, but yeah, let's get going. So there's a green P on the dial here, which means it's in park. Yeah, to put it into drive you press the red button. It's got 3 modes, I'm in mode 1. Let's get going. No clutch obviously. Whoa. Okay, so this is going to be interesting. I hope you can hear me alright. Yeah, this is my first experience of the future. Should be interesting. So this is brand, it's a Super Soco TC Max. Not a massive company, I don't believe, but the motorbike world hasn't really jumped all over the electric revolution yet, but I believe it's here to come, so better start testing them out. We got to look after the planet. God. This is a fun little thing. Bit different to the Speedmaster, guys, which I reviewed the other day. If you haven't seen that vid, I'll pop a link up. Whether it is or not, I have no idea, but it's cool, so I like it. But yeah, that's a bit more of a classic bike, the Speedmaster, a bit more old school. Beautiful machine though. This is first impressions, just going slowly. I mean, it feels pretty premium actually, compared to a normal motorbike, shall we say, with an engine. This feels it's so smooth. Like obviously there's literally no vibrations coming from the motor or from the bike, so it feels like you're just gliding, which is nice. Stuck behind an old Jag here, lovely car. So yeah, just a quick run through. As I was saying, we've got 3 modes. There's a little toggle down here, don't know if you can see it. I'm in mode 1 at the moment, which restricts the power, and then so that increases your mileage because you're restricting the amount of battery you're using. And then there's two more, so you move it up to 2, which is obviously a bit more power but a bit less range, and then up to 3 you get the full 5 kilowatt. This guy's waving me past. So you move it up to 3, you get the full 5 kilowatt power, which is, again, gives you less range. But the salesman was saying this will do about, it says 60, the company officially says 60, but from real world riding, he was saying it's more like 50 miles, which, to be fair, like, you're not going to buy this, well, you could do, but it's not really designed for massive mile munching and touring. So 50 miles, if you've got it just as a city bike, is plenty. Yeah, so it's 5 kilowatt max power output. So I believe 750 watts. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think 750 watts is equals 1 horsepower. I might be right, completely wrong, but I'll put a title up and try and get that right. See what she got. Woo! So it must be a European or American make, because I think that's got to be. I hope that's kilometers on the outside, miles an hour on the inside. Otherwise, this thing is deceptively quick. Right. The old RedAng directional skills coming into play here, team. Let's go straight over. I don't really want to go to the M3 on this, I don't think. So yeah, obviously at pedestrian crossings like that, you need to be aware that they've seen you, because you're not making any noise at all. Whereas if you're on a sort of motorbike with a nice exhaust on, for example, Vance and Hines or something, thought I'd get that in there, love those exhausts. Yeah, they can hear you much more easily, so it's definitely one to be aware of. Or same with cars as well, they can't hear you at all, so I don't know, that's always something I've been weary of about the electric cars as well, but especially motorbikes. Is the presence being heard by other vehicles and pedestrians, so the safety wise is safe. Whereas on an electric, obviously they can't hear you at all. Mind you, at the moment I'm definitely missing an engine with a big exhaust on it. Full throttle, let's go. Woo! 30, 40, and that's the limit. The speed limit, not the limit of the bike. That's flat out 50. Woo! The old fuzz on patrol there. Fellas, give them a wave. Yeah. Yeah, not back, good on them. Whoa. Yeah, so that's a prime example of the electric power there. That chap didn't notice me at all. I was about half a metre away from him. Like, I mean, obviously I noticed him, that wasn't dangerous, but if you're a biker and you're not concentrating and you didn't notice them, you could very easily run into someone. Flat out, here we go, we're going for 60. 30. 40. 50. Come on, girl. Come on. 55. Rolling off. Not quite. 55, guys. I've got to say, I don't think I'll be having one of these over the Triumph Speedmaster as of yet. But who knows? Maybe it's got something up its sleeve. Alright, I'm going to drop this Audi. Doesn't stand a chance. Woo! Ah. I've been to this garage before. Been here. I think I had a puncture. I was riding my Honda Africa Twin a few years ago around this area. I got a puncture, so I bought it here and they mended it. Funny coincidence. Yeah, cool. I wish I brought my sunglasses with me today. It's pretty bright. Yeah, it's fun, this bike. I'll put some more detailed information on the screen for you to see. But I thought I'd give it a go, the electric bikes. I mean, I'm personally not thinking of, mind out for the lorry there. I'm personally not thinking of getting an electric bike yet, to be honest, but I thought it worth it to just try and test one out, because it seems to be the way the world is going, especially after coronavirus and people being, I think people are more aware of the environment and being healthy. Not a great place to stop, guys. There's a plane going over. Cheers, EasyJet. Yeah, I'm planning on doing more electric reviews on the channel, because that's what's happening. It's gonna pick up at some point. We're all gonna have to, sadly or not sadly, whichever direction you think, I think we're all gonna have to start getting into electric vehicles. So yeah, follow along, and if you like the idea of that, please do hit the subscribe button, and I shall be doing a lot more reviews of electric things, so mainly motorbikes. I think I'll do some scooters in London as well. It seems to be opening up a bit. I think they're doing a trial at the moment. There's a company called Lime, Lime. They do it in London. I'm not sure if they do it in other cities, but it's electric two-wheeled scooters, like a micro scooter, but obviously a bit bigger, and it's got an electric motor, and you can rent it. You just download the app, and yeah, you give them your details and so on, and then you can go and pick up these electric scooters and use them only in certain boroughs in London. Actually, there, I believe the government are doing a trial on them to see how well they work. But yeah, there's that, and Lime, the same company, do electric assisted bikes as well. Actually, I've used those. They're quite handy. They're not that cheap, to be honest. But we'll do a review on all of those another time, so stay tuned for that. It's quite interesting. It's where everything's heading towards. The government's definitely pushing more towards electric, obviously. I think we should all get behind it and try and learn as much as possible about it, really. This is the future, so I think it's really important to start testing electric bikes out and cars, and start to go with it and support it, learn about it more, and try and really embrace it, because as well as I'm all a big supporter for mental health awareness and living healthily and just trying to be happy, which is what I try to do myself. I think for the environment and generally the world and animals and everything around us, I think for our mental health is really important, for how important nature is, and reconnecting. So I don't want to sound too hippie, but yeah, so this electric thing's got to be embraced. Don't get me wrong, I'm a massive lover of a traditional petrol engine, but I'm going to jump on this electric thing and start reviewing more things. So yeah, stay tuned. Subscribe if you want to see more and you're into the electric revolution, and want to support it and learn more about it. Alright guys, I hope you found that interesting and fun. That was my first ride on an electric bike. It was interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot more in, get behind it and start to learn more about it. get a feel for them, get a feel for the electric bikes. Lead the revolution for the motorbike world to go electric. Yeah, it was a good ride. It's a bit smaller than what I'm used to be honest, that bike. So it's nothing against the electrics, it's just the size of the bike and what it's for. But it's great for, as I was saying, I hope you could hear on the GoPro riding back, it's so good for around city and towns. With the range up to sort of 50-60 miles, it's just brilliant. Yeah, I don't know how much, like for example, a Deliveroo rider would do in a day's shift. I'd like to see that, but if they do less than 50 to 60 miles, why they're not riding electric scooters or electric motorbikes, I have no idea. It would be more practical. You wouldn't have to go to a fuel garage ever again. No money on fuel. You literally take the battery. You can take the battery out of here on the bike. You just lift this up. You lift the battery out, and then you just plug it into your standard house plug socket. I mean, it charges fully in 4 hours. So yeah, I think more people should go out and test ride them, guys. Just get involved and see what you think of it. At least give it a chance. But yeah, cool. Thanks for watching, team. Catch you next time. We're out on another back to the old school motors, the internal combustion motors. Next episode. Heading off to Honda, I believe, is on the schedule. Honda for the Rebel 1100. Looks like a wonderful bike. It's got some raving reviews. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and till next time. Thanks for watching. Ciao bella.
I was born up in the mountain, raised by an old grizzly bear. I was born up in the mountain, raised by an old